Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirishuk here, and now, before we do continue, let us give a brief little review. Or, actually, let's just say overview, I meant. Now, Ultima, you made me my intro and I owed you, so I am going to be dropping a part 1 to this right now. And for anyone who's confused as to why I'm starting a series, Tomboy Girlfriend's almost done. I want to say AI Deku is a fourth of the way through right now. And then there currently is at least Zenkai Boost. I'm going to be doing more research on that and continuing with that. I know I stopped my research for Zenkai because I was doing research on Pika Pika no Mi. And speaking of that, I'm doing research for this series a lot too. However, I'm going to be going in with what I know right now and continuing on further whenever I do pick the series up more in the future. Now, did anyone confused as to what that means? If you've been around my channel long enough and seen crossover series like Red Hood, Kryptonian, and I want to say there's a third one, I don't remember which, Ultraviolet? That's an old one. You guys know I full on dive into the universe whose powers might be set in, and this one is no exception. So, I'm going to be bringing in certain concepts I think I've seen from the newer series, Omniverse, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, and the OG series, which I want to say is the best one. Anyways, now, with that being said, let me begin. Izuku Midoriya is a boy born on Earth, and he was born to two parents, Hisashi Midoriya and Inko Midoriya. And things there were certainly interesting. Izuku Midoriya, he had two loving parents, a mother and a father. And Izuku, he was being raised by his mother. At the age of 4, he discovered he was quirkless. And things there didn't really seem too good. Deku, he wanted to be a pro hero. He wanted to be somebody. Like All Might, the #1 hero. And that's where things were a bit strange. Izuku, he thought about what to do, what to even say, and that just seemed a bit off. I mean, strange. His parents have powers, everyone around him has powers, and he's just human. And it was kind of odd. However, the doctor tried to explain. It could be that the quirkless gene skipped a generation, since Inko's father is also quirkless. Now, Inko took Deku to get ice cream, to try and cheer him up. Maybe going out to see your dad would be a good option. Maybe introducing Izuku to his grandfather again will also help him understand this is normal. It just sort of happens, you know? Now, obviously that was hard for Deku to swallow. And Izuku, he tried to really do what he could. However, as years started to pass by, Izuku, he didn't really have a lot of friends. He does have one. And his other friends, they've all kind of dropped off over the years. Bakugo turned a little smug. He got cocky because of his powers. And that certainly does get to say something. People think Bakugo has the potential to be the next #1 hero. And it certainly annoys Deku. He was born with really good powers. And that's what happened for him. And Deku, he currently is at the age of 10. As right now, Izuku has a lot going through his mind. However, currently he's holding onto a handheld with his headphones, and he is playing a video game. Right now he's flying around in a ship, and he's trying to blast away at the enemies. And he's actually having quite a lot of fun. He's using a laser beam, he's shooting missiles, rockets, you name it. However, he also is trying to be careful because of what the enemy ship is dropping. And right now Deku, he does get to actually swerve to try to avoid. As actually Inko is going to walk into the house. Her, currently, going to look around and call out for Izuku. And they're actually going to walk up as Deku currently is somewhat moving around his consoles, or his handheld. Him going to actually so shift it and talk about it. No, 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 no. He's got this. He's got this. Come on, come on. Inko walking up. Her bring her hand up and pulling off one of the earpieces or one of the earphones. Ow, Mom, I crap. Game over. Appearing on the screen. And Inko does a someone stand there. Izuku. Uh, Hi, Mom. Hi. Did you clean your room? Yes. I also packed my bag. Okay. First off, I'm gonna go check. But did you pack everything? Bags. Yeah, I packed everything, Mom. Good. I know he's actually excited that you'll be able to spend the summer with him. Right. But do we have to spend all summer out there? Izuku, he's your grandfather. I didn't mean it like that, Mom, but we don't have internet out there, right? You do, but how about you actually try and talk to him? Spend time with him, Izuku. I know he'll be happy to see you. Besides, you always used to follow him around whenever you were younger. You wanted to be just like him. Yeah, I know. Okay. I'll go grab my bags and then we can go, right? I'm still checking a few more things before you go. Right, right. Now, Inko does a turn. Her gonna walk away to try and check what Deku needed to clean today. And after Inko does at least check a few things, she does find that he missed something. However, she'll deal with that later. And currently Inko and Deku, they do get to the car. Deku setting his bags down in the trunk as he is going to walk over to the passenger seat. Him pulling it open and going to sit down. Inko turning her head and seeing Deku. What? You're going to sit up here? Not in the back seat? Mom, I'm 10 years old. I can sit up here, right? You can, but be careful, Izuku. I'll be fine, Mom. Besides, my handheld's in the trunk, so I'm kind of forced to socialize, right? True. So, what has Grandpa been up to the whole summer? He's usually doing what he does, Izuku, focusing on his job. Really? Yeah, he's busy, Izuku. He's kind of the only plumber in the area. Yeah, but can't he do a different job? Hmm, it's a well-needed job, Izuku. Besides, he's taught me a thing or two, and it's been helpful. Right, right. So, is there any real thing to do out there? Izuku, it's a ranch. There's plenty to do out there. Right. I hear Grandpa, or, well, my dad, he might actually have some ATVs out there. Maybe you can have some fun with that. Really? Yes, Izuku, but you're gonna be wearing a helmet. Uh, sure. Fine, fine. But an actual ATV? You're serious? Yes, Izuku, I'm serious. Now, there's a few things I do want to go over with you before you do see him today. Uh, what is it? You know what? Never mind. Inko starting to talk, expressing about it. She wants Izuku to be a bit more careful. Out there, strange things happen. Also, don't go into the woods. At night, at least. Because Grandpa said that there's been an awful lot of sightings lately of something. Sightings? Yes, Izuku. I'm not too sure what it might be. It might be something dangerous, so just stay clear. Izuku, he does understand. And right now, there actually is where Deku and her do get to his grandfather's house. And Deku, he actually is quite a bit more excited about all this. he's gonna be spending some time out here and spending time with his grandpa. And that certainly does mean quite a lot. And Deku, when he does see his Gramps, he does go to run up and give him a hug. As right on Deku, he does at least talk about it. As Enkoda's come walking up, asking exactly if Deku will be quite alright here all summer. Nonsense, Enko, the boy will be fine. Besides, I'm sure he wants to have quite a lot of fun with a few of the things around the ranch. Can we? I heard Mom say that you guys might have ATVs. Whoa now there, boy. Let's slow down a bit. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and teach you how to ride one later, but at the same time, I might have to do a few things. Really? Yeah. Listen, one of my friends are coming over today. I was gonna talk to him and hang out, and he might bring his own granddaughter by. So you might have a friend. Really? Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna head out for right now. Inko, you, think you can handle the boy right now? I'm sure I can, Dad. Alright. Bye. Now, the minute I turn, him gonna walk over to his truck and leave. And Deku, he does get someone to turn and walk inside with his mom. As right now, let's cut out to deep space, where someone, their craft is flying through space at immense speeds, but someone's chasing them down and firing at them. They want to take that ship down and get what's inside. There is a prize, one they want. Something that is incredibly powerful. One of the most destructive devices in the universe, if in the right hands. And right now the craft, it is trying to get away. As currently, there actually is where the person, they're pulled in by a tractor beam, and the craft, it does get struck with a heavy amount of force. Right now, them going to someone turn and look around, trying to think about what to do. Them going to currently run over and grab onto the small pod. Them going to make sure it's been sequenced correctly to its lock. And right now, Xylene, she does going to do a few things. Currently, she is in her suit, and she at least pick up the entire container and going to turn. Her going to at least press a few more buttons into the console, and then at least hear the message that does to play, as Vilgax does get to pop up. Now, Vilgax does give her one simple offer: the Omnitrix or her life. He will tell her this: if she does hand over the watch, he will allow her to live. However, her craft, it will be left adrift. She will be able to send a beacon, but that will be the extent of his mercy. He is quite someone to bargain with. Now what will she choose? Allow him to board, or their craft gets ripped apart, and he searches the debris for the watch. Now, Xylene does at least send a message back, informing Vilgax about what to do. She'll allow him onto the ship, and she will hand it over. However, what he will need to do is simple. Head to the laboratory on the ship. That's where the watch will be. Now, right now the ship is pulled in and entry is forced through, as right now Xylene does head to the escape crafts. Now, currently she's going to do one thing. She's going to turn. Her shove the container into the wall, and I'm going to at least input a few coordinates, as she does try to at least be precise. Right now her looking down at her own wrist, and a timer is going down, as right now Vilgax is stomping through the ship, and he does have a few things on his mind. What he can do with that watch, everything he can do. But there's something off about all of this. She is handing over the watch, but that's one of the main problems. Right now the craft going to detect something. Vilgax bring his hand up, as his craft has detected something was ejected by this craft. And he doesn't really get annoyed. I'm going to turn around as the shooters start to shake, and Vilgax is quite more alarmed, as the explosion go off in front of him, sending him flying backwards into the wall. Now, there actually is Eileen, who does go at least activate a few more explosives. Her gonna turn and run over to one of the pods. Her climbing inside and putting on her helmet. As the pod is gonna get ejected, and none of the craft does explode. Now, currently there actually is the Omnitrix, which has been given a set course and destination. But there was only one thing that went wrong. An error in math. Small, but one small thing left unaccounted for. And that, right now, is what's happening. Now, the Omnitrix is barreling through space, at high speeds towards the planet Earth. And currently, Deku, he is doing quite a lot. His grandpa is barbecuing and having quite a lot of fun. And Deku, he got to play around on some of the ATVs earlier, and he even got to make another friend. As right now, Deku, he does come riding up on one of the ATVs. Him currently going to hit the brakes and still going to fly forwards. Him almost falling over the front of the ATV as he's going to hold on for dear life. Him somewhat being, well, having the wind knocked out of him as he's going to take a breath. Currently, Deku's going to jump up and smile. Him smelling the food on the grill. Now, there actually is Kentaro, who does get someone turn and tell Izuku about what's happening, as he's going to turn to one of his friends and talk about a few things. Him at least expressing. He's actually happy that they came by. You sure? Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest. You, think that you can watch them tonight? Sure. I don't think it'll be that much trouble. Thanks. I got some work to do. You do? Yeah. It's gonna be a bit difficult, but I got called in. Is it bad? I don't know yet. What exactly is going on? I don't know. But listen, when I find out, I'll tell you. Alright? Listen, Mark. Things might be bad right now, but we'll figure this out. If you say so, Ken. But, you think he'll be alright? Your grandson, that is. He'll be fine. I'm leaving him in your hands after all. Though, you might want to at least warn the boy or warn your granddaughter not to show off her abilities. Right. Right. I'll tell her about all that. Now, currently Ken is going to turn. Him bringing up some of the hot dogs and some of the burgers. Him somewhat shouting for the two to come inside, since they're all going to eat, and the movie, they're going to be putting it on soon. Now, Deku and the girl to go running inside, as currently Deku and Mina, the two do go to sit down and eat some food. And right now there actually is, where Deku and her, they do to watch the movie. And it does start to get a lot more late. As Deku and Mina, the two just want to talk about a few more things. Mina is talking about how exactly weird some things are, about the movie and all of that. And Deku, he does somewhat try to talk about it. Though he does say something that does make Mina question it. What? What'd I say? What do you mean the glare from the lights? Well, I mean that thing they did in that one part. It doesn't seem real, right? Are you stupid? What? No, I'm not stupid. Why would you ask me that? Her currently going to turn and run over to the door. Her jumping up as Deku, he's going to turn and do the exact same thing. Him going to watch as she's going to pull open the door and run outside. Currently, her going to look up and point straight up. Deku going to actually run outside and look around. Him alarmed by how dark it is out here. For he's to look up too and see the stars. Whoa. See? Told you. What's going on with the sky? What are you talking about? Is how it always looks. No, it isn't. That's so weird. My gramps told me it's because of the lights. Really? This is incredible. I know. I mean, it's always like this though out here. Wait, look at that. Her pointing up, as currently something is to shoot across the sky. And Deku, he has to look up again, seeing a few more of those things blast down. What is going on? I don't know. I'm gonna go get my grandpa. Her gonna turn, and we're inside. She's never seen what's going on like this before. I mean, those look like, what is it? Strikes across paper with a pen pretty fast? What are they? And then Deku does see something. It flying down and actually streaking across the sky, smashing into the forest nearby. And Deku, he does watch on. Him a lot more confused. What? No way. Thinking about it for a second. He doesn't know what that was, but it fell from freaking space. And that makes Deku a bit more concerned. I mean, a falling star. Okay, he's got to see this. I'm gonna run over and could actually get on one of the dirt bikes. Him going to actually reach down and grab the key. Him turning it on, as right now he does at least somewhat rev up the engine. Him currently going to drive off into the woods. And that actually was Mina and her grandpa, Mark. Currently, Mark, he came running outside. And whenever he saw that Deku, he was gone, and he heard the ATV in the distance, he was a lot more alarmed. Him somewhat turning to Mina, asking about what happened. And she herself is confused. Him currently going to turn to her and talk about how she needs to stay here, and to not go anywhere. If Kentaro finds out about this, then he'll be in a lot of trouble. So, don't tell anyone. Him currently going to turn, running over and going to actually grab down the bike. Him pulling the key off the side of it, off the handle, and going to put it down into the bike, turning it over as he also won't rev up the engine. However, right now it just won't stall, and that makes him more annoyed. Ken didn't ride around his dirt bike, so he's got to try and get this thing to warm up fast, and currently is trying to turn it over again, as right now there actually is Deku. Deku currently is driving down some of the pass, and he actually sees something quite alarming, looking up to see that one of the trees are both broken and on fire. But that one was sturdy. Ham's still going to turn left and start to make his way up the hill to try and see what's going on. And Deku, whenever he does actually get over the hill, he has to look down. Ham seeing something smoking and hot in a crater. And right now there's actually fire all around it. And Deku, he has this turn. Ham trying to stomp out some of the fire that he does get to see. And currently he does get to walk over. Ham's still gonna look down at that thing. What is that? Ham gonna step to it. And right now Deku, he's gonna watch it. It's going to uncurl and right now pull back the shielding, revealing the watch. And Deku's just stare down. I'm alarmed. What? That looks like him bringing his hand out. And currently Deku, he does get a hold of his left hand, as the watch is going to fly towards him and smash onto his wrist. And Deku, he's a lot more alarmed. Him feeling a weird sensation, as Ren doesn't scream out. And there actually is Mark, who, while he was riding around the bike, he actually does get to hear Deku scream. And right now Mark, he does this turn, him going directly up the hill and off the path, trying to find out what's going on. Him heading towards that sound, wherever the hell it was. And right now, he's a lot more afraid. As there actually is Deku, who does his own sit there. Him trying to pull the watch off of his hand. However, there actually is to press one of the buttons and hear the dial come up. Him looking down and what the heck is him gonna shift it. What? Whoa, this is an actual watch. But wait, him going to stare down. And currently Deku, he's at least going to bring up his hand. Him tapping on the thing and putting down a bit of force. As currently there is with the watch, is a smash down and right now inject Deku's body with alien DNA, being the process of remaking him. Now, currently Deku, he starts to feel strange. He feels his body change, shift. And now Deku, he does this turn and move around, as Deku just turned into Wildmutt. Now, Deku, he does try to look around. However, there actually is the fact that Deku, he can't see. And everything feels off. Everything feels strange. Deku hearing the crackle of the fire, and it does somewhat alarm his ears. He doesn't know what that is. But he can't, so I'm going to step to the right. And currently there is as I hear the engine revving up the dirt bike. Deku, so bringing his hand up, grabbing at his ear, and screaming out in pain. However, right now there actually remarked to come driving up on the scene. Him currently seeing a giant wild animal on all fours. And he does turn and stare at it. Him going to turn and yell out for Deku. And currently Deku, he does this look up. Him hearing the loud noise and screaming out again. Him going to turn and run. And right now they're actually marked as I turn and see that. Him trying to look down at the ground to see if Izuku might have been here, or if that thing might be hunting him. Now, currently Mark, he is going to pull out his phone. Him going to pull it out and going to at least try and make a phone call. However, he does turn and look over to see the thing in the ground. Him going to set down the kickstand and get off the bike. What is this thing? Him walking over, bending down and pulling up the metal casing. Him taking a look at it and... no. Extraterrestrial. Him turning back, thinking for a second about what the hell that thing could have been. There's an alien on Earth, and that's bad. That's really bad. Shit, if this is the thing in the woods that Max talked about. Now, or not Max, Kentaro. I got too into the series for a second. Now, currently Kentaro, he arrived at Plumber HQ, and the package did not arrive yet. And that somewhat confused him. However, there was where he got a phone call a few minutes later. And Mark, he tried to talk about a few things, trying to understand what was happening, what to say, what to do, and there currently was Deku. Deku was running around the forest. He could feel and hear everything. The leaves crackling under his feet, the branches breaking. It all just sounds too loud. And Deku, he's trying to remember the path home. As currently he has a turn, hearing the dirt bike on the path. Him currently is going to stop at a cliff and look around. As Deku, he does going to start focusing on his hearing. Him hearing the dirt bike echo off of the entire forest. And right now Deku, he does want to look down. Him looking at his hands. He's an actual... whatever this is. Is this a quirk or... no, the thing on his wrist. He's also going to look down. And currently he does this one. Sit down on his butt and try to think. Him currently drooling from his giant mouth. And Deku, he does sit there. Huh. Honestly, it's a little easier now. Not so chaotic. He calmed down a bit, but his hearing, it's so focused. Currently Deku going to turn. Him going to sit back up and then going to scratch himself by the face, since he feels a little itchy. And currently Deku, he does at least going to turn back to the cliff. Him currently going to walk over and look down. Him going to bring his hand down and swipe upwards to try and hear the sound. And currently Deku's going to get somewhat of a good idea as to what to do. Him currently trying to go down the mountain. Now, we do actually have a remark. He arrived back at the house, and he at least made a few more things aware to Ken. Says his grandson, he's out in the forest, and there's something alien out there. So if he can, bring back up. And a big gun. So, that was currently on his mind. He went home and got his own gun, and he was at least trying to get things ready to try and both save Izuku and, in the unfortunate event, explain something to his family. And that was where he was having a bit of trouble. He felt his stomach tighten a knot and just things get more and more difficult trying to explain that to Inko. And then there actually was Deku, who eventually came walking out of the forest. However, he was a bit bruised up and he did have a few cuts and bruises. Now, Mark, he was definitely quite alarmed. However, there actually was where he saw the thing on Deku's left arm. Him actually still going to bring up Deku's arm, pulling it up and staring at the watch. What is this? Huh? I don't know. Let go of my arm. Deku pulling it away. As you know, Mark, just try to talk about it. He needs to take that thing off. I can't get it off. I don't know what it is. I saw something fall from the sky and I checked it out. Okay? Just leave me alone. Things have already been weird. Weird how? I don't know. Look, it worked a minute ago, but it didn't work again. It's red. Right. Okay. That's good. But whatever that is, a possible bomb? A weapon? Maybe a weapon. No, it's probably a tracking device. That's gotta be it, right? That's why it's red. Okay, so it must be sending a signal or something. Right. Him telling Deku about what to do. They need to get him back home and try and get this thing off. And that's what they try to do right now. However, whenever Ken is trying to make a phone call, he does try to talk about a few more things. And eventually, after Mark sends over some photos, they find out what exactly may have happened. Things may not be good. Xylene was supposed to get the watch to the HQ on Earth for the plumbers nearby, and things didn't go too well because apparently she sent it off course, more towards Ken's home than the location. And that has been quite a bit. Since right now Deku, he possesses the Omnitrix. And Ken was definitely quite not happy trying to explain this to Inko. However, right now he doesn't cross that bridge. He tries to talk to Deku about what this might be and what exactly this might mean. And Deku, he's definitely kind of confused. And there actually is whenever Ken does try to break the news to Deku. Surprise! Aliens exist. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.